Mayday, mayday, mayday. Camera 1-2 Golf. Engine failure. Climbing straight ahead. Stand by.
It is these long-lived radionuclides that will remain to negatively affect the health of all complex life forms that are exposed to them. Chief among them is cesium-137, which has taken on special significance because it's proven to be the most abundant of the long-lived radionuclides that has remained in the environment following the nuclear disasters of Chernobyl and Fukushima. It has a 30-year radioactive half-life, which is why it persists in the environment. Scientists now believe that it will be 180 to 320 years before the cesium-137 around the destroyed Chernobyl reactor actually disappears from the environment.
So many small planes crashing, 11 of them this weekend, and they have created new alarm. So ABC's Jim Avila heads out on a test flight to ask, why is this happening?
At 7:40 a.m., Como TV's news chopper had just refueled at the station's helipad when something went horribly wrong.
As the helicopter lifted off from the building, it began to rotate counterclockwise and subsequently crash.
It sounded like in the movies when it goes into slow motion, when you hear the ding, 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 like the engine.
First over the scene, Sky 7 capturing terrifying images of a medical helicopter crash on the rooftop of UNMH.
It started spinning around in circles, and then it started to teeter a little bit, and I guess the wind caught it or something because it went straight down and hit the building.
About to drive home for the evening, and I heard a misfiring engine, and actually panicked and ducked because I felt like something was going to land on top of me. And I looked up and saw a helicopter, which I think was a police helicopter, falling out of the sky.
Glad you're with us. I'm Greg Copeland. We begin with two developing stories, both involving plane crashes. The first happened in Southern California in the Imperial Valley neighborhood. That's about 2 hours outside of San Diego, where we've learned a military plane crashed into a residential area.
This is not the first time this has happened when a slide built into the door inflates at the wrong time. Back in November, a JetBlue flight attendant was pinned for a while. It even happened in an Obama campaign plane.
Now, emergency slides have the attention of safety officials. When the Asiana jet crashed in San Francisco last year, some of its slides deployed inside as it cartwheeled down the runway.
Yet another passenger plane has gone down, this time in Taiwan, and this time stormy weather may have played a role.
You can't blame a crash on the weather. It's the pilot's decision to fly into that weather. So we still need to look at the data and see if weather was actually a contributing factor. There could be other contributing factors that we haven't even heard of or don't know of yet.
Thus, any accident at a nuclear reactor that causes the fuel rods to rupture, melt, or burn will cause the release of radioactive cesium gas. Long-lived radionuclides, such as cesium-137, are something new to us as a species. They did not exist on Earth in any appreciable quantities during the entire evolution of complex life.
And so what we're talking about today is the amount of radiation that's been released into the atmosphere, into the ground, into the ocean. The Pacific Ocean has now circulated and mixed in the environment, in the biosphere, the atmosphere for 3 years. And what we're seeing is an acceleration and an increase, almost exponential, of the Wigner effects on airlines and airplanes, the crews, the passengers, and the entire air column from the ground up to space is all contaminated with the Fukushima radiation, and that's what we're covering today. What is happening to the air